Hey, everyone, Mark and Joey here on a beautiful Monday morning, and usually that means a lot of sports, but it's actually pretty quiet weekend other than the British Open. But we wanted to get back on our NFL camps. Have been popular talking. We're getting close to the NFL season starting. Matter of fact, camps are started already. But to the season starting, we're starting to get close to counting down the weeks here. Exhibition games going to start soon, so we're going to do an NFL show. Do want to say, go to ultimatesportschannel.com. We now have a daily feed on sports. It's fantastic. You'll love it. Get all the sports you need, as well as all of our sponsors now. So you just got to go to one place. You'll get it all. We're not going to mention everybody on air to save time, but go to the website. You'll be able to see all these things now and enjoy that. But we're going to get into the NFL, Joey. We had two teams out of the division, Denver and Oakland. We want to finish up the division, so let's get on to Kansas City. And what are we thinking on Kansas City?
So Kansas City, obviously kind of the team of the year last year. Obviously didn't actually end up winning the Super Bowl, but we're really taking over the NFL as far as, just excitement and really fun to watch with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Kareem Hunt until obviously, what happened. But yeah, it was great. And then obviously the historic game between Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, in the conference finals there. Tom Brady ultimately going on a Super Bowl and winning. But obviously it was a great game in Kansas City. It was lots of fun to watch. We were on the edge of our seats. I still remember that game. It was one of the best, honestly, one of the greats, and it had the most viewership. Actually, I think they said like in the history of the conference finals. So it was very cool, and it was a great game. Well, going into this year for Kansas City, not much has changed. If anything, they probably got a little better on defense. Patrick Mahomes,
the running game's going to hurt.
So that's what I was getting to, but thanks for jumping that course. Patrick Mahomes is in another year. You still got Travis Kelce. For now, you still got Tyreek Hill. We'll dive in a little bit his situation here. Another year, like I said, for Mahomes and Andy Reid. So if in theory, it should get better. But no Kareem Hunt. Now, they didn't have him for the back half of last year.
Yeah, that's true.
The running backs did do good. What I've noticed is, because I've been a proponent of saying running backs are kind of...
offensive line built.
Yeah, I didn't want to say irrelevant, but I meant like... a lot of guys can run through the holes that a great offensive line creates. I feel like there's only a couple that maybe can make a difference with a bad offensive line. Lynch for one, Le'Veon Bell for one in their style of running. Lynch was because he could run anybody over. Bell because he kind of holds and finds a spot. Most running backs, I feel like, obviously rely on the offensive line. Even James Conner in Pittsburgh came in and did a good job. The backups for Kansas City came in and did a good job. Here's what I'm going to point out here, is what I've noticed is the name of the running back seems to matter more than the production, and it seems to matter more for the defensive sides as well than the production. So if you went into a game against Kansas City once Kareem Hunt went down, really the running game was good, and if his defense should prepare for it, but it just seemed like they didn't seem to care because the name Hunt wasn't back there. And same with the offensive side. It seemed like they didn't give the same amount of plays to the running back, regardless of how efficient it was, because it wasn't their regular guy in Hunt. So it'll be interesting to see going forward what they do with the running situation. Obviously, they want to run it through Mahomes. He can run himself, by the way. Very smart runner, too. But they want to be gunslinger teams. They got the weapons to do that. I think they'll do that again. They'll have a good year. They'll be a playoff team. The defense is getting a little bit better, I believe. I think it was a good hire on the coaching side. And I think, obviously, playoffs guaranteed. This division, though, is continuing to be tough with the Chargers. I think are very, very good. We'll get into them in the next video, but that's my take on the Chiefs. Shouldn't be much of a difference. If anything, a little bit better on the defense side, but it'll be interesting to see.
Well, you really can't ask for anything else. I mean, this offense is so potent. The hard part is they had to outscore their defense all the time, and that's what killed them. So, if that defense is getting a little bit better, that means there's slightly less points that they got to get every single game. Can other defenses do some stuff to slow Mahomes down? I don't know. I mean, that guy is insane the way he can release the ball.
Quick analysis,
and
by the way.
run around, like you say, and keep himself open, get to these receivers. I don't know whether they can do something like that. The kid looks obviously like a make a star forever, but, these are smart guys.
Exactly.
To be defending them.
And a couple of things is this. First of all, when your offense scores like they do, your defense out there a lot. So I kind of don't blame a lot. And I actually heard an interview last year when a guy said, we're out there all the time, and we get these leads, so it's hard to want to play, physical and kind of tight coverage because he goes, really, our guys keep putting up points. You don't want to injure yourself. So I feel like they're a good enough defense come playoff time. They can really hold up, and really, if it wasn't for a magnificent game by Brady, Josh McDaniels, more importantly, Julian Edelman, who was clutching that game, they probably would have been in the Super Bowl, and in my mind, would have beat the Rams as well. But a quick analysis is they actually didn't win many games by a ton of points for the reason I kind of just pointed out. Their defense on the field a lot.
Playing soft.
They always playing soft. So a little worrisome to me is what you just said. If a defense can find a way to stop what might be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time by the time he's done, I certainly believe he has that talent. Brett Favre says he sees a lot of himself in Mahomes, which is true. Now, Brett Favre only had one Super Bowl, so can Mahomes maybe change that trend? Gunslingers have not maybe really had the prowess of Super Bowl wins as more tactician quarterbacks, because tactician quarterbacks, I think, obviously waste a lot of time throughout games, which is an underestimated skill.
But also, look at the Super Bowl this year. A gunslinger got held to 3 points. So
that's my point.
You know the defenses can do this in the playoffs. So that'll be an interesting thing for him.
So how good in their second year with Mahomes and Reed can they do it? Can they do it again on the offensive side of the ball? If they do, obviously no worries. But my one worry is they don't actually win a lot of games in blowout fashion because of the way they play, which is fast offense, which means the defense is out there a lot. Will they change it up? Will they analyze their season last year? Because if a defense finds a way, which I think is still very difficult, but ever could find a way to slow down that offense, their defense does struggle.
But it will happen
in the way
in
they
playoffs,
play
because these guys ramp it up in the playoffs. They have a whole.
That's what I mean.
You know, they
gotta be a
they
little
don't worry about
that.
their whole season. They're worried about one game now, and so that's going to be interesting to see what happens there, without a doubt. And I think the hard part about, you know, they didn't beat the spread a whole lot last year.
That's my point.
You know, like,
really close games.
A lot of it was close games. So they've got to overcome that a little bit. Like you say, all the guys are proponents. We love the passing game because, quite honestly, I mean, we love the excitement. But as coaches, we'll talk about the running game. It's about keeping the defense off the field. People miss that. Even sometimes we get angry because we're Seattle fans. Those who've been watching the show, we lived in Seattle for a few years and got to be fans there. You know, we run the ball. We can't stand it, but it does keep our defense. Our defense transition from Legion of Doom to almost Legion of Doom in 1 year.
Legion of Boom.
And part of that was staying off the field.
Well, so there's that, and I agree with you. The running game is poor, but even in, let's say, because I mostly watch Brady because he gets on our TV here in Canada. They actually New England almost every week.
Yeah.
Is what actually you're really missing is Kansas City excels in hurry-up, fast-paced offense and deep plays.
Yeah.
So even if you're going to throw the ball, Brady throws it short, and he slow walks to that line.
Yeah.
And he's slow, and he takes forever to snap the ball. Kansas City's number one thing, deep passes, rush up, keep it going, fast. That's great and all, but I'm just saying, I think you saw against New England, you don't control the clock at all.
Yeah.
Always allows the other teams to come back, and that's why they're always in close games, not really blowing teams out, because you still got to learn. Throw a short one. Take as much time as you can to get that line re-snapped. So even though it is the running game because it runs the clock, it is maybe not throwing it so far. At the end of the day, I think they excel on the fast-paced offense, and you got to learn to slow it down later in games, just simply to waste time because your defense is getting tired. They're playing soft. They're out there too much. It's actually about the walk to the line. Yeah. It's about the huddle. Even after a run, they'll rush up and snap it again. No, you gotta really take your time going there. And I think that's what veterans do. And he'll learn that going forward. Andy Reid, I think, is a great coach. Again, though, only one Super Bowl all those times no Super Bowls all those times in Philly.
Yeah.
So he is not necessarily the most successful at winning Super Bowls, but obviously successful at making playoffs. So not much has changed on the team. Tyreek Hill situation, I don't know enough about it. I know there's claims about a report of his son abuse. Poorly broke his son's arm. No charges. Charges were filed by his girlfriend. Nothing really happened there. They're not going to suspend him. So I'm not going to dive in because I actually don't know enough. I just know he's not going to be suspended. So as far as we can see, the team's virtually together. What's the record?
Well, I think that we see improvement on the bottom end. We talked about that in our other show with Denver and Oakland. Yeah. But there's not improvement there that's going to make a huge difference. I think they'll win outside their division more than they'll win inside their division. So I think you're going to see you're going to see KC in there at the top, 12 wins. I think that'll be enough to win the division. I think they're going to be there. I think that's what's going to happen. They got too much talent not to win the average game. There's really no stopping them when it comes to, until they get to the playoffs. So I think that's what we're going to see. I think 12-4 is a perfectly reasonable record, and I think they'll win the division.
Okay, so I'm not picking them to win the division. I think they will be second division to the Chargers. I think they'll be a top wildcard spot. I think exactly what you saw last year with the Chargers, you'll see with the Chiefs this year.
We're going to go there.
I think it'll be flip-flop positions, literally. I think you'll have the Chargers be number one seed in the whole conference, be the number one in the division. You'll see Kansas City with a 12-4 record. just like Chargers had last year, and have to be the second team in that division, which means they'll be a wild card team and have to go on the road. One thing I don't like about the NFL is those rules, but I think you'll see it flip-flop this year. People don't know this. The first game actually Kansas City won in LA Chargers was the first game this season. Yeah. Way different going into this year. We'll dive into Chargers can. Obviously, great year, 13-3, 12-4. I just think the Chargers will match it or be one better, and they will have to be a top wildcard team, which is have to go on the road for every game in the playoffs.
And we know wild card teams don't win. I mean, unless you've got Eli Manning on your team.
Yeah, and they which is weird.
Which is the only reason to have him on your team.
But so that is my concern for the Chiefs this year is if they don't win the division, which I have a feeling for some reason in my gut they will not. That they will have to be a wild card team, which means they have to go on the road. Now they can travel. We know that, and he's a great quarterback. But I think they don't get past
traveling in the playoffs. Is way different than traveling.
They don't get past.
Season,
they're going to win the wild card game. They'll win their wild card game, and actually they'll probably be the favorite because of their record. Yeah. But they won't make it past second round as far as I'm concerned. So they lose in the second round for me. But a great record. I believe those second in the division. Tough division, honestly. Unfortunate, really, that this division has gotten really, really good. And even Denver and Oakland will provide some challenging games.
I think so,
especially going into Denver because that's mile high, and maybe going into Oakland could be an issue. So I see them top wildcard team. Actually, a great record of 12-4, 13-3. Just the Chargers matching or one better, and that's the way it's going to go.
And I got different thoughts on the Chargers, so we're just about to do the Chargers show.
By the way, unsung hero of Kansas City Chiefs is their kicker. Their kicker is fantastic.
Doesn't every team wish they had a kicker?
Oh my God!
How many records would have been different last year with a good kicker?
Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, he can boot it and from distance. So he might be a difference maker come playoff time, or maybe for seeding purposes in their division. But I just want to give him a shout out because I remember him. He missed his very first 3 kicks, and now he's been like sensational ever since. And he can kick it a long way. So he's an unsung hero on that team.
Yeah, they got skills at every position on that team. So anyway, that's it. KC. Joey says wild card. I say division winner. We're now going to talk about the Chargers, and that's where we'll discuss those differences.